She's getting sloggity. Spring is coming. Hey everybody, Ted here. Hey, come on out of there. Bink. All right. I'm preparing my wood for next year, and just thought I'd take a look at a couple of firewood hints, make your life a little bit better, a little bit easier, save a little time, maybe save a lot of effort and a little pain. I'm just going to go through this and then name it afterwards. We'll see how many tips we come across. I'm just going to split wood and think about the things I'm doing and where they save a little headache. If you've ever split wood, by hand in particular, you know that sooner or later, something like that, a secondary split is flying off and catching you in the shin. You're bouncing an axe, shin, toe, picaroon. Wicked tool to get smacked with if you've ever taken one of these things. And that is why I wear these. I mean, they seem silly, but it saved me a lot of headache and pain. These are just street hockey shin guards, and always some kind of protective toed boot. I like these in particular because there's a lot of padding in here too, and a little plate. You can see the stitching right there. These are retired boots from the fire service that I use for training and for work, and they're nice, of course, because they slip on. But knee down protection is a huge plus, especially if you're working splitting by hand. Makes your life just a lot better. Unless, of course, you know, some people out there like that feeling of when you're wearing shorts and you walk into somebody's extended trailer hitch in a parking lot. You know, some people like that. Me, not personally. If you pick it up as few times as possible. Always try and just get it to a stack or where it's going to go, because the less you handle wood, the better. And especially if you're doing wood commercially, man, you can spend a lot of time that you didn't need to handling wood. And that really hurts the bottom line if you are doing it for pay. You can handle wood 4 times. That's a win when you start thinking about it. You bring it into your yard, you split it, you stack it, you bring it out of your yard. And that's if you have a dump truck. If you're still working out of a pickup and just starting out, you don't have a dump truck or a dump trailer, well, then I guess you're kind of going to have to handle it that 5th time. Clean workspace. Cluttered workspace is nothing but headache. Let's throw a log up here so we can see. As you see, I've been picking everything up. It's the water dude for next door. All right, anyway, the more workspace you have, room, the better. You're not tripping on things. You're not trying to stand on things. You know, if I was splitting from over here and I'm doing this by hand, now I'm really far away from where I'm working. You got to lean in to pick stuff up. You got to try and manage that. Or you're standing here, and remember, every time you put your feet in a position that's higher and closer to your work, you're putting your feet in a position that's higher and closer to the swing. Here, we'll do it this way. You're trying to stay out of that zone, stay out of the swing. So, clean workspace is paramount. And like I said, handle it as little times as possible. If you're watching this right now, you're realizing that I am splitting right on top of where I am stacking this wood. And that is because I don't like to have to truck wood all over creation. It doesn't make any sense. If I can split it right next to where it's going to be stacked, I don't have to wheelbarrow it all over my yard. Know your hardwoods. If you're burning hardwoods, know your softwoods, know your firewood. Know it by species. Know what burns best. What gives you the most bang for the buck heat-wise. If you're selling it, know what people are paying for. People will pay extra for certain kinds of wood. I know here, where I am, a lot of people will pay extra for cherry and hickory because they like the smell. And they'll pay like 40 bucks, 50 bucks extra a cord, believe it or not. But then you got to start segregating wood, which if you have a lot of room, isn't a problem. But if you are going to do that, start segregating your wood as it comes in so that you don't have to fish around through a giant wood pile for all cherry or all hickory. Understand and learn how to use your tools. Picaroon. I see a lot of people do scary things with a picaroon, man. And that hook, that's nothing to laugh at. It's one, chisel bit head. It's 4 inches long. I have seen people sink these things 2-3 inches into their leg, into their shin, chipping up their shin bone. Bad news. Learn how to use your tools properly. If you watch with the hookaroon, I am always swinging off to the side or straight into the ground. Let me come over here where you can see that I am not, let me show you what I mean. I am never swinging into wood that's in front of me. I don't do that. I especially wouldn't do that. But if you look, I am always off to the side. And that is because, and that's the same right up there with spreading your legs with the maul, splitting, or an axe where you're swinging through. And that is because if you screw something up, whatever tool you have, and that or this or an axe, it's headed right to your leg. And you really want to avoid that. If you're splitting by hand in particular, elevate your wood so that you are striking your first surface where your blow has most force directed into the wood. Between here and here, it is for me. I'm tall, chopping blocks are separate. The other advantage of a chopping block is it's kind of like an anvil. It doesn't let the squishiness of the ground absorb any of the impact, which is kind of important when you split a lot of wood because it helps you split the wood better. Why would you want to waste energy going into the ground? If this is bigger wood, learn to chip your wood. Now, when I talk about chipping wood, what I'm talking about is not taking it straight down the center of the log. If you have a really large log, and it doesn't matter how straight grained it is or what kind of wood it is, it's always sometimes, it's always a lot easier the less distance that you have to split, it's easier to split. So if you could take a shoulder off here, and then a shoulder off here, and then a shoulder off here, you no longer have to split this whole thing. Let me give a quick demonstration of running around the edge here. And it's pretty simple. Just don't go down the center, choose a side, and That's a good example of a plate. And if it's a really big log, of course, that'll be a bigger piece, but it's easier than going through the middle. Okay, we got a knot right in the middle, but again, plate it off. And like I said, you go around the outside edge. Now you don't have that big giant middle to split through. And you're doing a lot less work. Anyway, on that note, hats off to all you guys out there splitting your wood. Hope you're enjoying it as much as I do. And have a great day. Thanks for watching.